Welcome back to Timeless Health, everybody. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Parenting is the toughest job in the world, but it's also the most rewarding. Today, we're going to give you some tools to make that job a little easier and a lot more effective. We're diving into the Whole-Brain Child Workbook by Daniel J. Siegel and Payne Bryson. This book is like a toolbox for your kid's brain, full of exercises and strategies based on, you guessed it, brain science. Now, this ain't just some airy, fairy, self-help stuff. This is about understanding how your child's brain actually works and using that knowledge to help them thrive. We're talking about practical, hands-on techniques that you can start using today to help your child manage their emotions, make better decisions, and build strong relationships. If you're ready to unlock your child's full potential and become the best parent you can be, then buckle up and keep watching, because this is gonna be good. You ever notice how kids can go from 0 to 60 on the emotional Richter scale in about 2 seconds flat? 1 minute they're happy as a clam, the next they're melting down like a nuclear reactor. That's because their little brains are still under construction. Especially the part the Skeshayatri handles emotions, thus the right side. Now the left side of the brain, that's the logical thinking side. It's like the control center, but it's not online all the time, especially in the heat of the moment. So when your kid's upset, their right brain's calling the shots and logic goes right out the window. That's where this first technique comes in handy. It's called name it to tame it. See, when you help your child label their emotions, you're actually activating the left brain, bringing that logic center online. Let's say your little one is throwing a tantrum because you cut their sandwich into triangles instead of squares. Now you know it's silly, but to them it's the end of the world. Instead of getting sucked into the emotional vortex, you can say, hey, I see you're really frustrated that your sandwich isn't cut the way you like it. Just by naming the emotion of frustration, you're helping your child tap into their left brain, and that can be incredibly calming. It's like flipping a switch from chaos to control. And over time, this simple act of naming emotions helps your child develop emotional intelligence, giving them the ability to understand and manage their feelings in a healthy way. Now, how many times have you told your child to do something and they just look at you like you're speaking a foreign language? Or worse, they flat out ignore you. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out, right? But here's the thing. When a child is upset, their emotional brain is in overdrive and they literally can't process information effectively. It's like their brains are on lockdown. So before you launch into lecture mode or start handing out consequences, you gotta connect with them emotionally. This means putting yourself in their shoes, validating their feelings, and letting them know that you understand. It doesn't mean you agree with their behavior, but you gotta address the emotions before you can address the behavior. Think of it like this: you wouldn't try to have a rational conversation with someone who's having a panic attack, would you? You'd try to calm them down first, right? Same goes for kids. When they're upset, they need to feel heard and understood before they can even begin to listen to reason. So instead of saying, stop crying, it's just a spilled glass of milk, try something like, oh honey, I see you're really upset about the milk. It's okay to be upset. Let's clean it up together. See the difference? You're acknowledging their feelings, showing empathy, and offering support. Once that emotional connection is made, you can then redirect their behavior and work on finding a solution together. Remember, connection before correction. Chapter 3. Building the upstairs brain, teaching self-regulation. Now let's talk about the upstairs brain and the downstairs brain. Think of the downstairs brain as the basement where all the primal emotions like fear, anger and impulsivity hang out. It's the fight or flight center. The upstairs brain, on the other hand, is like the penthouse suite. That's where decision-making, planning and self-control reside. The goal is to help your child access their upstairs brain more often, especially during challenging situations. And how do we do that? By giving them plenty of practice when they're calm and collected. Think of it like building a muscle. You wouldn't expect to walk into the gym and bench press 300 pounds on your first try, right? You gotta start small and gradually increase the weight. Same goes for self-regulation. When your child is in a calm and receptive state, engage them in activities that require thinking ahead, planning and problem solving. This could be anything from playing board games that involve strategy to working on puzzles together to having them help you plan a family outing. These activities strengthen the neural connections in the upstairs brain, making it easier for your child to access those higher level thinking skills when they're faced with stress, frustration or anger. The more they practice using their upstairs brain in calm moments, the better equipped they'll be to handle those downstairs brain takeovers when they inevitably arise. Chapter 4. Mindful Parenting. Press pause, then respond. Now let's be real for a minute. We've all been there, those moments when our kids push our buttons so hard we think we're going to explode. It's easy to get caught up in the heat of the moment and react in ways that we later regret. But here's the thing, our kids are watching and learning from our every move. They're little emotional sponges soaking up our reactions and mirroring them back to us. That's why mindful parenting is so crucial. It's about being present and aware of our own emotions and reactions before responding to our children. It's about taking a breath, checking in with ourselves, and choosing a response that's calm, thoughtful, and in line with our values. So, the next time your child is having a meltdown, before you lose it too, hit the pause button. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Am I feeling angry, frustrated, overwhelmed? And what does my child need from me in this moment? Maybe they need a hug, a listening ear, or simply some space to calm down. By pausing and reflecting, we can avoid escalating the situation and instead respond in a way that teaches our children valuable lessons about emotional regulation, empathy, and problem solving. Remember, parenting is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be bumps in the road, tantrums, and power struggles. But by practicing mindful parenting, we can navigate these challenges with more grace, patience, and understanding for both ourselves and our children. So there you have it, folks. The Whole-Brain Child Workbook is like a treasure map to your child's emotional and cognitive development. It's packed with practical exercises and strategies that you can start using today to help your child thrive. Remember, understanding how their brain works is like having the key to unlock their full potential. By applying these brain-based parenting techniques, you can help your child integrate their left and right brain, develop emotional intelligence, and build strong self-regulation skills. You'll be amazed at the difference it can make in their behavior, their relationships, and their overall well-being. And the best part, you'll be learning and growing right alongside them. Parenting is a journey, not a destination, and we're all in this together. So keep showing up, keep learning, and keep loving those little humans with everything you've got. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Timeless Health for more parenting tips and tricks, and share it with a friend who could use a little brain-based boost. Until next time, Take care of yourselves and those precious little ones.